Hi, I'm Gracie.
And I'm Callum. Both of our siblings died, so we decided to do what everyone seems to be doing right now and make a podcast about it.
We talk about death, grief, and all the weird stuff that nobody warns you about.
But it's not going to be all really heavy. There's going to be a lot of laughter, the occasional swearing, but be warned, there will be one or two emotional gut punches.
We chat to people who've also experienced grief, not necessarily sibling grief, but always someone with an incredible story.
Should we get on with it, Gracie?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Well, today's guest is the brilliant Alex Johnson, aka Zara Muse. After her mum, Janet, died in 2019, she turned to painting as a way to cope, and, well, it's since become your career, and a very illustrious career at that. Her bold, powerful portraits of inspirational women are painted entirely with a palette knife, and, well, we're really glad that you're here joining us today. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, you two. It's lovely to meet you.
Well, we've already made you cry today, and the cameras aren't even rolling.
You have.
So that's not going well. So just tell us a little bit about why you're joining us here today. What's your experience with grief?
I'm here because you two asked me, and we don't have enough humour when we talk about grief, and it's very hard, and people automatically avoid the subject. If someone says, oh, you know, I've lost my mum or my dad, people automatically try and skirt around it really quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
Whereas because I've lost my mum and my dad, I'm an orphan, I'm happy to go straight in. And there is a lot of humour to be found. You've got to dig deep some days, but there's humour to be found. Like when I told my daughter that granddad's just died, he died last year, and I rang her at school, she was at boarding school, and I said, look, before the boys get to you, I'm just going to let you know that granddad's died. And she started singing Oliver. And I said, and why would you be singing Oliver? She said, because you are now an orphan. At which point,
Bloody
I laughed. Because I needed to laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's so awful. And then the next question out of her mouth, who will you borrow money from? I said, Sid, I'm an adult. I don't borrow money off my mum and dad anymore.
This is why you've turned to painting, really, isn't it? You've got no one to borrow money.
Humour, you've got to find humour.
So
And there is humour.
There is humour. There is humour.
So you say you want to go straight in with these kind of things. Let's go straight in.
Let's go in.
Tell us about your mum.
She was an amazing person. She got to her 70th birthday. She was ill for 2 years. She had cancer twice in her life. The first time she had it when she was 26, and she had skin cancer, but she was from the era of olive oil and lemon juice. So she had,
She had to blame herself,
Yeah,
really.
that's right. So she had skin grafts up and down all of her legs, and I was 2, and my brother was just born. And she had serious skin grafts. She had like most of her legs removed, and her bottom, where they put the skin from her bottom on her legs. I mean, I don't think they would do that now. Wildness. And she said when she was dying for the second time that she asked God, and she said, she's not religious, she said, please keep me alive until my children are old and happier.
Wow.
So when she was really dying the second time, I said to her, Mum, you've already had a little deal with God. You're not well. I said, and sometimes you can't keep fighting the battle. And the reason she died, my mum, cancer didn't kill her. She had given her kidney to her twin brother. I don't know if I've told you this story already. And when she got to 60, she gave her kidney to her twin brother, and the chemo killed her because you need 2 working kidneys to expel the chemo.
Oh my gosh.
So that was the reason she died.
What a selfless way to go, though.
Oh, listen, it was her twin brother. She was the only donor, and she would have done that again and again.
I'm
And I
sure.
probably would have done it for, one of my children.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been an option if you thought they were going to have a longer life, but that's what killed her.
Wow.
So I was angry for a little while.
I'm sure you were.
At the twin brother or her?
At the twin brother. Yeah, I was angry for that.
Is he still around?
No, he died a few years later. But she was selfless, and she would have done that time and time again. I would have done it for my children.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. So, but yeah, that was hard work. That was hard work.
Oh my gosh. And then losing your dad so soon after as well.
My dad was last year, but he was 82. I feel like he had throat cancer.
Yeah.
But I feel like 82 is more acceptable. Like he had an amazing life. I don't know.
It is, but it doesn't mean the pain
No,
is
it
any
doesn't
different.
of
It's
course
the
it
exact
doesn't.
same loss,
No.
isn't it? Whatever age it is.
Yeah. But I was more equipped
Yeah, okay.
the second time round. I was more equipped. Like you know, we were talking earlier about the fact that you don't know what you're doing, do you, in death? You're like, who do you ring? How do you get a funeral done? How do you shut their bank accounts? It's just a lot of questions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Second time round,
You knew what you were
you're
doing.
a pro.
You're an expert.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. Oh
You're
my
a pro.
gosh.
You're a pro. It's not so scary, is it?
No.
You know,
But
not so scary.
you lost your mum right before COVID as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
So navigating your grief and then a pandemic must have been in itself a challenge. That must have been
That was
different
really
for you,
hard
that.
work, wasn't it? You know, we were
Yeah.
kept in, weren't we?
Yeah.
For me, when I'm really at my saddest, I like to jump in the car and go to a beach and walk. Really good for your mental
like that.
health. All the waves going apparently does something that's really good for you. And we was all stuck in, wasn't we?
Yeah, of course.
Luckily for me, you know I wasn't stuck in, don't you? Luckily for me, my daughter has a horse. So obviously I had in the front of my car on horse duties.
Uh-huh.
There was not a soul on the road.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to the horse. Used to drive to the beach, walk for hours on my own, and then walk back. So that was amazing.
You're going to be getting the police knocking on your
Yeah.
door soon with a £250 fine.
Yeah, every day without fail. Yeah, but you've got to find a way. You've got to find a way through, haven't you? You know, music's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uplifting music.
Or sad music.
Yeah.
If you really want to
Laughter,
feel
if you
it.
can find laughter. You
Yeah.
know, like I'm a huge Mickey Flanagan fan. I mean, dark humour. Come on.
Mickey Flanagan,
Someone's really hurt
absolutely.
himself. That's funny.
It's fair, it's fair.
It's fair, isn't it?
You say music is a form of coping and
Yeah.
just driving out, breaking all the laws and
Yeah.
being an awful human during COVID.
Oh, come on, you must have broke laws in COVID.
I was very,
You won't
I was
disclose
very
it.
to the law. Yeah, I was very to the book.
You was not.
No, it was not.
On this podcast,
Yeah.
I was very to the book.
Okay.
But of course, art was one of those ways
Yes.
as well. And
Yes.
and I, you know, we'll get into this, but you kind of. It sounds like you picked up a paintbrush, you picked
knife.
and
Palette
a
knife.
palette
Yeah.
knife, you know,
Yeah.
whatever, all of the above. You picked up that palette knife, and then everything's just been going mad since. But just tell us about that moment you decided, like, yeah, I'm going to get back into art.
When certain things, it sort of focuses your mind, doesn't it? I don't know, like if you're painting, for example, if you are writing, every other sort of noise stops because you're concentrated. Like doing a crossword. I mean, I can't do a crossword, but
can't.
but there's always something that stops you from thinking
Yeah.
of the other things, isn't there? So when you are concentrating on, you know, painting or writing a book, or it just stops the rest of the noise, doesn't it? And you're concentrating. You know, you have your tongue hanging out like a dog.
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah.
You know, you're not looking your best.
Do that
are you?
again.
I like that.
That's the thumbnail.
But you know, if you can just stop the noises that come in, all the sadness, and you're just doing something else. That's like walking's really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're taking everything that goes on around you. It's a really good way to cope.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so when I picked up a palette knife, it was helpful. It was helpful.
And what have you done with that palette knife since? Here I am, just
Give
trying
us
to.
an intro.
Yeah, you know, you're getting
I'm
pretty
quite good.
big.
I'm
You're
quite
getting
good.
pretty
It's pretty
big,
good. I'm quite
you
good.
know?
So you know, I only do women, don't you?
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a homage to my mum because after my mum died, you know, I'm single mum, and
Oh, if anyone's listening,
Yeah.
what's
Is it
your-
a story?
Oh, wait,
I
yeah.
went on Bumble for 2 hours the other day and asked for a refund.
Oh.
Calibre of people. I mean, horrendous. £69, calibre of people.
£69.
£69.99.
Can you not get it for free? Do you have to pay for premium?
I think it's £69.
$69.99.
I reckon it's a bit cheaper.
£69.99.
I reckon they've upped the price now. They're like,
Oh,
oh,
why did you used to pay for it?
well, no, I don't know.
I just, they asked a couple of questions on Bumble, don't they? The first one
I've
they
never
asked,
been on it. Yeah, sorry.
what would you not give up a date for me? You know, like everyone writes, I wouldn't give up a date. You know, I can't wait to see you. I put Vera. I thought, this is not going well, is it? I thought maybe I'm not ready for dating, Vera.
Vera, I won't give it all.
And then it said, describe yourself in a few words. And I thought, really?
Oh,
Well, how would you describe
I
yourself?
just put, I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
that's brilliant. See, I'd be swiping on that. I'd be like, that's great, great
And I
answer.
just looked and I thought, oh, good God, no. Is this all that's out there?
Yeah.
No.
So your artwork.
the artwork.
Back to the
That's what she
artwork.
should paint, man.
So yeah, I don't. So anyway, what I realised is that women do really help women. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I know you're a man in
No,
this
no.
little
Oh,
scenario, but you know, you could ring
Callum's
up,
a girl's girl.
yeah. So you could ring up one of your friends and you can say, I've had the shittiest day ever, and all we need is someone to listen to and say, oh yeah, no, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
that will turn round, tell them no.
Yeah.
And sometimes just the offloading to another woman. So I've got a really big girl family. My mum had sisters. I've got girl cousins. And there's a little group, and they're called the Mustn't Grumble, because my mum used to say all the time, well, there's no point because we mustn't grumble because no one cares. And we used to really laugh at her, you know, like she'd be really ill. Mustn't grumble. I thought, your boobs hanging off, mum. Mustn't grumble. And so that group of women really, you know, they kept me going.
Yeah.
They really did. You know, they was like, Al, just onwards and upwards. That's not what they say. They have a swear word in that little saying.
Go on.
Onwards and fucking upwards.
Love it.
And, you know, and they really, women, sometimes you really need to fall back on them. You can't tell your kid you're sad. You've got to protect them at all costs. So, you know, like this little group of women, I'd be like, oh, today is horrendous. And when my mum died, she was in hospice. So I was lucky. This is the last 2 weeks of her life she was in hospice, which was a blessing. So I didn't want her to die at home and not know what to do. Another thing you don't know what to do with.
Yeah.
So she died in a hospice, which I was grateful for. And she'd had sort of 3 calls and they said, she's going to die tonight. And I was like, Mum, come on now. You keep calling me out in the middle of the night. I don't even know what the kids are doing.
Gotta get a babysitter, gotta sort things out.
I don't even know what they were doing. I think like Oscar was like sort of in charge, and I think
You've got
Sid
3 children.
Yeah, I've got 3 children. Oscar's 24 now. Felix is 21 this next month, and Sid is 17. And I don't even remember where they were or what they were doing. You know, all my focus was I've just got to get to the hospital. So we were sort of in the hospital, and I'd sat with her all night. And I remember she died, and she took a big breath in. I don't know if you had the same experience. They go, and I thought, oh my God, she's going to wake up.
Yeah.
I don't know why you think that, but you think something's coming, that they're going to wake up.
Do you think there was a bit of hope there?
A little bit of like, she sort of went, and I thought, oh my God, she's going to say something.
Yeah.
And I said to the nurse, oh my God, I think she wants to say something. And the nurse said that was her last breath.
Oh my God.
That's a very blunt way to put it.
Yeah, that was her last breath. And I said, are you sure? She said, yeah. And I was like, wow.
How did you feel in that moment, if you don't mind me asking?
I sort of looked and thought, wow, that's final, isn't it? And I sort of like held her hand, and she wasn't religious, my mum, which I think is quite hard if you're not religious, because you've got nothing to believe there's something coming good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said to Mum, you know, you are going to get to wherever you need to get to, and you're going to be all right. And she had a little crystal in her hand, because I believe in crystals. And I packed the little crystal in her hand, and I said, love you, Mum. And I walked out. But when I walked out, I got in the car, and I've got like 20,000 songs on my Spotify. You can imagine. It's a vast, from hip hop to swearing to all sorts, bit of Dean Martin. And the same song came on 3 times, Catch a Falling Star.
Wow.
And I was like, I hate that song.
Then.
But 3 times, I was like, fast forward, hate you. 3 times.
Wow.
There
Like,
you go.
she'd gone.
Yeah.
She'd gone. And then a bird shit on me.
Oh,
A huge bird.
that's supposed to be good
Straight
luck.
down my eye.
Oh.
And I was like, in the group of my aunties and everything like that, I was like, Mum has gone. I said, and a bird has just shit on me as her final farewell. So every single one said, a bird has just shit on us as well.
What?
So, yes. So I've got a cousin in Australia, Tracy. She said a bird nearly took her out. Birds are big over there, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it's fair.
Birds are big over there.
Are they that big?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how short the talk
Yeah.
Is
was.
it like an emu?
A seagull
God
could
knows.
take me out, to be fair.
But everyone in that group, every single one, there's like 6 girls in that group, said,
What?
Yes. It was like my mum's sort of farewell laughter at us all.
Just a
So-
bird shitting on everyone.
Yeah.
The night your mum died,
Morning, 8:25.
the morning your mum died,
Yeah.
around the world, people got shat on by birds.
Correct.
Globally.
Globally.
Incredible.
Yeah. And I really laugh because that would be her humour.
Yeah.
I've gone.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I don't know if I believe in all of these signs. Like Gracie and I have spoken about this
Yeah.
at length.
I'm a massive
in,
sign
sign
girl.
girl.
Oh,
in
massive.
the
massive.
last series, I kind of want to believe in them. And there's that classic. I think it's
Callum
Peter
likes to
Kay.
shit on my
No.
sign.
Shall I tell you what happened to me when I went to go and pick up my daughter on Friday? Obviously,
on.
it's Father's Day. I saw a car. My dad's initials are RL, and it said RL6 Rog. That was his name.
Wow.
I drove for a little bit longer. I saw a lorry with Roger on it. And then I saw a black cab. My dad was a black cab driver.
Yeah.
And I thought, I wonder what my dad's trying to say. It's Father's Day. He was saying, hi, I'm still here. You cannot tell me that
goosebumps
signs
again.
don't exist.
I'm not here to say whether we should believe in signs or not believe in signs
both do.
at all.
Yeah. You
like,
will not beat it out of me, Callum.
I've had one sign in the past where I've been like, maybe, but I do not believe that 6 birds shitting on people simultaneously around the world is not a sign.
Yeah,
that
there you
has
go.
to be a sign.
That's
that
high-
has
high
convinced
praise
me
from
more
him.
than any of your
Yes.
weird things.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Because my brother had a feather sort of land on his lap. He was sitting and a feather landed on his lap, and it was a beautiful white feather. And he looked up and he said, "Thanks, Mum, not me. Shit on my eye."
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't tell me that's not a sign.
Was your brother the favourite child?
He was the favourite child. Yeah, he
I
was.
think that shows, to be fair.
Yeah.
You get bird shit, he gets a nice
He
white
was
feather.
the favourite child, yeah. But I am quite a spiritual person, and I definitely believe that you get delivered to the other side, and
I think you meet who you need to meet.
Yeah.
I think you find each other wherever that is.
Yeah.
I think there's no, in my opinion, heaven and hell or anything like that. But I think if two souls want to find each other, they'll find each other.
Yeah, I believe that as well. I
have
believe
to
you come in
believe
the soul. You have the same soul circle of people that you meet time and time again. You meet people and you think, I like you, but you've probably been in your soul circle before. I instantly liked you, didn't I?
That.
Yeah.
Lucky
Well, how
boy.
can you
Not
not?
me, clearly not
How
me.
can you
No,
not?
but you instantly
Yeah.
like people, and you, when you feel their energy and you like it, you step into that energy. And other people, you think, no way, not
You're a bad
today.
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
ta-ra.
I get
keep
you.
moving.
That's fair. It's a fair way to put it. I'm sorry I don't like your vibe. Can you leave, please?
No, but you know, don't you?
Yeah.
You really
There
do
are
know.
some people like that, and then but then for years I've always been like, I must be the problem if I don't like them.
No.
But now I've got to a stage where I'm like, no, actually they're the
They're
problem.
the problem. Yeah, yeah.
So
if you can't step closer to them, they're the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe they just smell. That might be why I can't get
Are they on the
closer.
tube?
Yeah. If it's like me, it is sweltering right now.
It's too hot.
I'm not. No one's
I
gonna
mean, but I
come
had some
closer.
really when my mum was dying, I really did have a lot of signs from the universe. My mum, basically I was selling my house at the time. It was a big house and it was an awful time. I had loads and loads of viewings, and my mum was downstairs in the hospital bed, which was really hard work. And I said to her, Mum, I put the railing up every night, not to get up because she had no balance, and she was so ill and she was so full of morphine. And I had a gravel drive and I had a lake in my house and a river.
All right, bit
These were in my heady days, right? And I was laying in bed and I had the window open and it was sort of like in the middle of nowhere. And I was laying in bed and someone whispered into my ear. It was only me and Mum in the house. Someone whispered into my ear, "Wake up, or she's going to die." And I opened my eyes and I went, and they said, "Wake up, or she's going to die." I literally heard crunch, 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 crunch. My mum had managed to get out of the house and she was walking towards the lake.
No.
I had a huge Georgian door, had 3 bolts on it. She had a manky arm, so she couldn't open the bolts. Superhuman strength came. I flew down the stairs 3 at a time. I ran into the thing. So she's about to walk to the lake and I can hear her talking to her mum. And she said, "Yes, I'm coming, Mum." She said, "I'm not going to be long." And I was like, "Oh." It was like the woman on the lake. It was quite scary. I said, "Oh, come on, Mum." I said, "Are you okay? How did you get out here?" She said, "I'm having a conversation with my mum. She's waiting for me." I was like, "Okay." I said, "But you need to get in. You've got nothing on your feet." And then I sort of walked her back in, but she wasn't really lucid in those days. But that was wildness.
I've got goosebumps.
That was wildness.
So did I. I got about 3 series of goosebumps.
That was wildness.
Maybe there are signs.
Yeah, so there are things.
So there have been signs after your mum died. You have found different coping mechanisms through art or music.
Yep.
Is there anything else that you do that helps you remember your mum? Like, do you have any tattoos or do you have anything that keeps you remembering?
So I am now an orphan, as my lovely daughter likes to remind
Oliver.
me. And Oliver. And I just think you just got to do things that might bring you joy.
Yeah.
So last year I thought, I'm going to get tattoos. I'm going to get 4.
Really?
Yes.
So you went out with the intention of... The reason we were laughing before as well is because we have had a brief conversation about this, very briefly.
Yeah.
But you went out with the intention of getting 4 in one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any
It's a
before?
choice.
No.
And so you had none.
December the
4.
9th last year, my friend does fine line tattoos. She's called Vicky. She's amazing. I said, I need 4 today.
Was it a
Love
midlife
that.
crisis? Just quick question, because 4 tattoos in one day
I've
sounds...
gone past midlife. I'm
No,
54 this
you
year.
haven't.
No, you haven't.
Midlife is 40.
You're in your prime.
Yeah, no. Anyway, 4. So basically, I wanted one for my mum and dad. I wanted one for the kids.
Yeah.
I'm a massive Harry Potter fan.
Oh,
That's Harry Potter.
what does it say?
After all this time, always.
Always.
Oh.
What house are you? Are you... you're giving... You're giving Gryffindor,
Of course I'm Gryffindor.
I feel
No
like you've
one's
got like...
What the hell
no,
is this?
No. But I feel like you've got a Ravenclaw moon.
Little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Shut up, everyone. This,
not a Harry Potter fan, are you
Aries, Gemini, whatever. I'm getting
star
behind
sign are
that.
you?
But
Sagittarius.
Oh my God, when's your birthday?
14th. Are you same?
13th of December.
Big up the Sagittarius.
He's a
Sorry,
Gemini.
to anyone listening not
no,
watching
He's our
this,
nemesis.
my mouth is just wide open
A
at how
gog.
stupid this is. So what's the Harry Potter thing? What's
it's
that?
just got
Yeah,
so
Hogwarts
many
House.
lovely lines in it.
Okay, well, anyway.
It's
so-
beautiful. It's a work of art.
It really
No,
is.
but like at Ravenclaw thingy,
You've
Gryffindor.
just got like a
Mystical.
glint of Ravenclaw.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I going?
Yeah, go.
Right, so I'm not so sure if I've told you about the time that I had a really dark day and I thought, I just don't want to be here anymore. I've got children, so
Yeah.
I just thought, do you know what? I tried to go to the doctors to see if they could give me help. I drove myself to the hospital. I hadn't washed. I was in a terrible state. The grief was a lot.
Yeah.
This is directly after my mum had died. The grief was a lot. Drive to the hospital. We don't deal with any mental people. Drive back to the doctors. I said, I can't get an appointment with the doctors. Anyway, I eventually got an appointment. And he said to me, oh, you look like you haven't washed, Mrs. Johnson. I said, well, I haven't washed. I feel feral. I feel like an unhinged carrier bag on a tree that's just floating about on its own. And
How poetic.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Even in your deepest despair, you can come up with
Paints
that.
with
like
words
sometimes you
and
see a Tesco's carrier bag, you think,
Yeah.
that poor one, that's been up there for quite a while.
Yeah.
That's struggling up there.
feel
Never
that
gonna
on a
look at a
spiritual
carrier
level.
bag the same now.
Yeah,
I do think that.
Yeah, I do think
Yeah.
that. Anyway, so he just said to me, you look like you haven't washed, you look feral. And he said, I'll give you a prescription for Prozac. And I thought, God, that is absolutely a shocker.
Yeah.
Absolutely a shocker. And I sort of got back in the car and I remember thinking, I think the kids were at school. It's a really hard time to remember how things were because you're in so much grief. You're just struggling, aren't you? And I got in the car and I thought, I could really drive up the A12 the wrong way. So I rang up my friend Charlotte, who is wildly funny. And I said, Charlotte, I'm having a fucking shocker of a day. I said, I'm thinking of driving up the A12 the wrong way. So she went to me, don't be fucking selfish. Get to the M25. We all use the A12. And at which point I laughed so much. And I thought, I've still got humour in me.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I've laughed.
Yeah.
I'm good. I found me again. And I thought, I'm all right. Like it wouldn't have been something I wanted to do. It was just a thought that it was a fleeting thought that came to my mind. And anyway, after laughing with Charlotte, because I was selfish because we all use the A12 and she's a cruel mistress at the best of times, I felt 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
And I thought, if you can dig deep, I mean, this was like a couple of weeks after my mum had gone, if you've just got to dig deep and you've just got to find a way that works for you,
Yeah.
however that may be.
And humour can get you through
Anything.
Yeah.
so
Absolutely
much.
anything.
Strong believer in that.
Yeah, me too. If you can laugh once a day, you're winning. If you can laugh 3 or 4
Yeah.
times a day, you're having a good day. And
Was
if
your
you're-
mum like that?
Yes.
Is that where you got that
Yes.
from? Yeah.
Yeah, she was really wildly funny.
Yeah.
She had a great sense of humour. She had the side eye.
Love
Someone
that.
would walk in that would look a terrible state,
And
and
she'd
she'd
be
be
like, yeah.
and I'd be like, "Oh, Mum, you're making that obvious. Put your glasses on."
I love that.
yeah. Your humour comes from
Yeah.
your family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
My sister was exactly the same. When she got told that she had 8 brain tumours, she just looked at us and went, plot twist. And we were like,
Wow.
She was very like that. So
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I think you need it.
You do.
It gets you through.
You also want to make the people that you love, you want to make it easy for them,
Yeah.
because if you don't want to talk about it, then we don't know how to get in. We don't know
Yeah.
how to help you with the subject.
Yeah.
So if you're just open like that, you're in straight away. And you can't really have any bars when someone's dying.
No.
You can't leave anything unsaid.
No.
You really can't.
No.
You need to know that, you've said everything you need to say.
I think a lot of people struggle with that, don't they? That there's a lot of people where they die before we get to say
Yeah.
goodbye, or
Yeah, that's
where
really hard.
where we get to say what we truly feel, or
Yeah.
even like sometimes even sadder. You can leave it on a really bad note,
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And I guess the way that some people deal with that is by writing down how they feel, what they wish they could have said to that person. And I think that's that's a nice option as well, isn't it? But it's really lovely that you got, I guess, that moment to say everything that you wanted to your mum, to your dad.
So she wouldn't die, my mum. She was really like hanging by a thread, and she wouldn't die. And they wait for people, don't they?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm a massive believer in mediums and things like that. Anyway,
Oh, me too.
Surely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I
Yeah.
feel
We need to have a
very
conversation
outvoted
about that.
here.
Yeah.
And I'd happened to have a reading booked by chance, and her name is Debbie.
Okay.
And I said to Debbie, she said, your mum's really not well. And I said, yeah, mum is really not well. But I said, she just won't die. She said, I've got someone here called Lenny. She said, can you take that? And I said, that's my granddad.
Oh.
She said, Lenny says that you're to ring your dad when you get off the phone from me, and your dad is to come down and say goodbye to your mum. That's what she's waiting for.
Oh.
They were divorced.
Right.
So I rang Dad. I said, Dad, you're going to have to get on a plane and come down. He lived in Scotland. You're going to have to come down and say goodbye to Mum. She's waiting for you. She won't die without saying goodbye. And what she was waiting for, which was so sad, she said to him, so he had an affair behind her back, and that was the love of her life. It wasn't the love of my dad's life, it was the love of her life. And she said, why did you leave me? Was I not enough? And he said to her, you was always enough, it was me.
Wow.
And she was gone like the next day. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a lot.
Yeah. And I said to Dad, what did you say? He said, I said it was me. And I said, well, it was you, Dad.
And he meant that when
Yeah.
he said it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what she was waiting for, closure.
Wow. Yeah, they do say that people
Yeah.
wait, don't they?
Yeah.
God.
I don't even know what we were talking about. We've gone on such a
I
tangent.
know, yeah. I think we're talking about tattoos.
Well,
Tell us
I
about your
believe that
tattoos.
after people die, you can do what you like. I believe that I'm a free spirit now. I can do what I like. I'm an orphan. I can do exactly what I like. So I was like, yes, tattoos is the way forward for me. That's
Would your
how I
mum have
feel.
told you off? Is that
No,
why?
no, they wouldn't have
okay.
told me off. But I think tattoos got to mean something, properly mean something. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree.
I just don't think they're like a bit of art on your body.
No disrespect to people who have art on the body. I think
of
it's
course,
amazing.
It's amazing.
But for me,
I mean,
I'm
my
the
son
same,
is
I
covered in
think.
tattoos.
Is he?
And none of them mean anything.
Yeah.
So I
think it depends on what type of person you are. Some people
he's
need
wild.
a meaning.
He's wild, Felix. He's wild.
Love that.
Yeah, he's wild. And he came in the other day and he went to me, Mum, he said, you know, you always say it's your journey, Felix. He said, you're not going to be angry. I was like, oh my God, not the neck. Not the neck. Not the neck. And he was like, I've had my hands tattooed. I was like, okay. He said, I had the world put in them. And I was like, okay.
Oh, wow.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
He's
Exactly.
got the whole world
In his hands,
he's got
exactly.
the whole
Anyway, they wash out on your hands, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Don't,
They
they're not
do.
Do
permanent.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
What,
do,
tattoos just like
Yeah.
pen? They
Yeah.
just wash
No,
out?
well, if it's like a
Yeah.
high contact
Yeah.
point.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
Same
got
with
one
feet.
tattoo. It's really big. It's just
I
a
forget you've got
it's a
some.
tiny little
Oh,
circle.
he's getting his feet out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
not
know.
the
Well,
feet.
you will.
Not the
That's for the premium subscription
Yeah.
service.
How
How much is the premium subscription?
Yeah, it's very cheap. I'll pay you. But I have one tattoo, and I was always a bit unsure about getting a tattoo or not. And my tattoo has many different reasons, and one of them is about Liam. And I had for a while thought of getting different tattoos. So at one point I got Liam's voice, and he was like saying hello or whatever, and I put it into a thing that gave the voice wave, and I was like, I'll get that. And I thought, it's going to be a bit tacky. And then I thought I'd get just like a little L for Liam, and I would just place, and then Liam would always be with me. And at the university I went to, if you got an L tattooed on you, it meant you had done the 5 L's. And the 5 L's, I see you looking puzzled, means that you've had sex in the lake, the laundrette, the LCR, which was the club, the library, and and the lecture theatre. So I was like, I can't now get an L
haven't completed
tattooed
those.
because you got to do them. You got to do them to get that. So
You didn't
that
want
would
to be a
just
fake, did you?
Yeah.
You weren't worried about your poor
You'd have had
brother.
to follow through with that, really.
So I was like, I now can't get an L. So now I've just got a little circle that's half filled. It's not even artsy. Maybe. Oh no, you only paint women. I was going to
do,
say you
yeah.
could do a little tattoo. Put a little wig on Liam, and then I can get
Many
that
questions
tattoo.
for that.
Yeah.
Many questions. So I decided to get 4 in a day.
Yeah.
You know, I can do what I like now. No one's going to judge me.
And you had none before.
Never. Virgin skin.
Love that.
Virgin skin.
Oh, I don't like
virgin
that
skin.
saying.
That's what they say. If you've
No,
got
I'm not a
virgin
massive
skin.
fan of that.
But they do say that, don't
No,
they?
I believe you, but
Horrible.
Makes me
Anyway,
feel
so
uncomfortable.
I'm laying on the bed. So I have had my first tattoo done. I'm feeling rather smug.
Where?
At 53. It's behind my neck. Hold on.
Okay,
I have to show
sorry.
you. It's bad.
Okay.
It's bad. So my dad was called Lou and my mum was called Jan. In life, they weren't together. So in death, I wanted them facing each other. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
I didn't want them back to back. So I didn't want JL. That looks like they've got their back to each other. Correct?
Yeah.
I wanted them to be faced together.
LJ.
LJ, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I've had the tattoo put on my neck, behind my ear. I sent it to my
lovely.
3 children, and their response was, "What the fuck have you done? That's Dad's initials you've had to be put behind your neck."
So you've got your dad's initials.
My ex-husband's
Oh,
initials
no.
behind my neck.
Oh, instead of your mum and dad's name, you've
I've ruined it for
accidentally
myself, yeah.
got your
Could you
ex-husband's.
go down like a crossword and fill the rest of the go right down?
How badly thought out was that?
Yeah,
That
I'm not
is-
going to lie, you can tell you made that decision fairly fast.
Fairly fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should really have kind of just
Maybe-
done a little bit of a background check on
So
that.
that ruined a lovely moment for me, my mum and dad.
Great story, though.
Yeah. But
Maybe-
one of my friends were like, why would you
Yeah.
think about that, Alex?
yeah.
Yeah, stupidity. It's
Little
finest.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Should have gone for JL, really.
But you I just wanted them to be like looking at each other and facing each other. I didn't want the angry
I think you need
backs.
to follow it down like a crossword.
I'm going to have to do something with that, aren't I?
Yeah. Love that.
Have you shown your ex-husband? Like, does he know?
Probably the kids would have grasped me.
Because that is maybe actually there's something really nice waiting to happen there. Maybe long lost.
Oh, that face says no.
Oh, that's closest. That face
Yeah, that face says no.
That face says
says
shut up, Callum.
Yeah.
And this is why you only paint women.
This is why she got a refund on Bumble. So what other ones have you got? You got four in a day?
Yeah, I had 4 in a day. So I had a tiny little behind my ear is a safety pin
That's
with my
lovely.
children.
Love
so they
that.
were, I felt like my life was being held together with a safety pin after my mum died. I felt like, you know, any day you can have a good day and you're sort of, you know, like sometimes when your trousers fall down, the safety pin that's holding them up.
Yeah.
That's how my life felt for a long time.
So fair.
So Oscar Felix and Sid behind my ear.
That's cute.
Then I obviously had Harry Potter.
Love that.
You know, I'm a massive Harry. I know you're not, but I love Harry Potter. And I had a
Gryffindor,
tiny little eye
Ravenclaw
put on.
Eye.
For me, eye.
I love that.
Eye. That was the most painful.
Yeah, I know, I bet.
Oh my God.
These don't hurt. I've got
These
one
don't
down here.
hurt.
Don't hurt at all.
Not at all.
Loud, but
Yeah,
don't hurt.
they don't hurt at all.
And that won't hurt.
No.
No.
But I think
Try
it's,
your ribs. That hurts.
Someone said along the lines of, you know, it's your, you know, you've earned your scars, you've earned your badges,
Yeah.
and I feel like they're badges of my life.
I
Yeah,
love that. And they
that
really
is
mean
lovely.
something.
It does, yeah.
Especially the one that's in honour of your ex-husband.
That is a badge of anything.
Yeah.
That's so bad, isn't it?
It's so
He's not great.
It's the way I laid there, and I was like, I was taking a picture to the kids, and I was like on the WhatsApp group, and they were like, "What is wrong with you, Mum?" I was like, "Nanny and Grandchildren." They were like, "That's Dad's initials." They were
That
like,
is
"You
really
are
funny.
What was you thinking?" I was like, "Well, I wasn't, was I now, kids?"
My mum's got a tattoo for Liam, but in Chinese lettering.
Oh, do you sure it says Liam?
And that's exactly it.
Ketchup,
I'm like, it
actually.
probably says, it
Yeah.
says something totally different.
Yeah.
Totally,
That's
totally
cute,
different.
though.
But it is very nice.
I think they're quite comforting as well, tattoos.
Oh, I love mine.
Yeah.
And I love it when people ask, and especially that one because it's my sister's handwriting.
Yeah.
People ask, and sometimes someone asks, and you think, you're going to wish you'd not asked that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, and you're going to feel really uncomfortable. But I love them. I feel like they're...
Well, they're part of your story, aren't they?
and at scary moments, I always find myself touching them.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
lovely.
why. Like,
It gives you a bit of
comfort.
bravery.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like they're
Yeah.
helping from the other side. I think I've got to do this. There's many things that I've been scared of, but I think I
Yeah.
can do this. Let's go. Let's
No,
go.
I get that. I completely get that.
I'd look really weird if I kept touching my ankle. when I was
you
a bit
could be
nervous.
weird,
You're not small like us.
yeah, I could just reach it, to be honest. No bend,
It'll be
really.
like a tiny little bend for us.
I've got loads on my ankle. And my mum was the same as you, had no tattoos. And then at 50, she'll tell me off for this, 55, I'm going to say, I'd managed to persuade her to get a matching one, a compass
Yeah.
like me, and she just had me and my sister on it.
Yeah.
No disrespect to my dad, she just didn't want him on there.
Yeah.
And then we walked
Poor
the...
Daddy.
I know, bless him. Still together,
Yeah.
just...
Yeah.
Wasn't worth the ink. And then,
All the pain.
All the pain, yeah. we walked the Camino de Santiago.
Oh, that's supposed to be amazing.
It was amazing. Massively recommend.
It's on my list, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was
Yeah.
incredible. And then we got the little symbol of that. So
Yeah.
she's the same, had none, and then got 2 in a
Yeah.
very short space
got
of
that.
time. Not 4.
Yeah.
Not my dad's initials either, and they're still married. So
Yeah, that'll come when they divorce.
Yeah,
If,
that was-
not when. Sorry.
Ooh, that was a bit harsh.
Sorry, Mark,
I
Nicola.
threw my mum's ashes off the Sydney Bridge, the top.
Really?
Because she had my uncle and my cousins live over there, and I felt like they needed a bit of my mum
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So I walked to the top, but I'm terrified of heights. That was a big thing for me, and I was like, I'm going to throw you off the top,
Took her up
mum.
there.
She was like, do it, get on the top, throw me right off.
that's so lovely.
Really?
Yeah.
And you had that discussion before?
Yeah, we
And-
discussed a lot of things. Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's now happened?
Yeah.
And, wow.
I did it straight away.
Is there any of it in England as well?
She's in my ring.
I was about to. We've got one for Laura. I was
Yeah.
about to say that's what you should
Yeah.
get. That's beautiful.
And you do, and I do touch
Yeah.
that all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that gives you.
That is so lovely.
yeah, yeah.
So she's in Australia and in England.
Yeah,
On
she's in
your finger.
Australia, she's England, she's everywhere.
Yeah.
She's everywhere.
What has grief taught you?
That even in the most awful circumstances, you can dig deep and you can get out of it. It takes time. You know, when everyone says, "Oh, time's a healer," it gets less painful. You know, you never forget their smile, you never forget their laughter, you never forget how cutting they are or the side eye. But it does get easy. You don't wake up and you don't have the heavy heart every day. You know, and when you see a little sign that they send you, that's, you know, if a bird poos on me,
Especially
I'm
if
good
it's
to
bird
go.
shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good to go. Like I've cleaned the windows and a bird will shit on them.
Yeah, love
Or
that.
I've had my car cleaned and it's like an abomination.
Yeah.
I'm like, It just cost me 25 quid, Mum, but you think that's funny, which tickles me.
Yeah.
And I send the kids and I say, look, Nanny's said hello, and they're like, oh, Mum, but
That was brilliant.
it really it tickles me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice.
I think that they do send messages all the time. It's
Yeah.
you just got to believe.
So we've got some questions that we're going to ask every guest. So our first one is, how has grief changed you as a person?
As a person, it has made me think, Christ, life is short. I'm just going to say yes. I say yes to most things. Obviously, not to things I don't want to do, but I just think, yes, I'm doing it. Yes, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to do that? Yes, I want to do that. Do you want to walk across there? Yes, I want to do that. I want to go on that zip wire, the biggest one in Wales. Terrified
wanna
of
do
heights.
that.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say yes because you just don't know.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm 54, and my mum died at 70. You know, that's only 16 years. That's not a lot, is it?
No.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We were saying that before. We were talking about futures and things like that,
Yeah.
and we were saying what is the point in anything that's making you miserable?
None.
No
So I said,
point.
I believe that if it's not
Massively.
working for you,
What is the point?
change it.
And this is your podcast. It's a story about you, your life, your mum. What do you want everyone listening at home to know about your mum?
Well, mums are the most amazing, aren't they? You know, you run to them when you're sad, when you're happy, when you've got good news, when you're annihilating a friend, and you miss what's the love really you miss. Like me and my mum were really good friends. We went out every Saturday shopping. We had a lovely time. You know, they listened to all your mundane rubbish. You know, and when you become a mum yourself, you realise how precious they are as people.
Yeah.
And she was amazing, mum. I'm really funny. You know, and you miss them every day.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But I know she's looking down on me. And whenever I feel really scared, I always say, keep me safe, Mum, keep me safe. Like I flew the other day, I was going to Parma and I had to get on a flight to Ryanair. I think they just have the basic, you've passed an hour ago, in you go, you're good to fly, people. And I thought, oh God, I can't die here. This is not how I die on a Ryanair flight. No way. And I was like, keep me safe, Mum, keep me safe, keep me safe, keep me safe, keep me safe. And that I find real comfort in that.
Yeah.
I think, Mum, I can't die on this flight.
No.
Not today.
That's not the way you've
Yeah.
got to go. You've
That's
got
not
to
the
go.
way I
You're
die.
the kind of person who needs a really cool death.
You're
Yes.
British Airways.
Yeah.
At
First
least.
class.
I'm not Ryanair.
No, Ryanair.
Right. But I find it really always comforting talking to her. I mean, do you two
Yeah.
talk? Yeah, both talk?
I don't talk to Liam in a way that, like, I don't speak to him all the time. I do when I'm in crisis. I'm like, oh, Liam, like, whatever. But I write more than I speak out loud. Partly because I feel like people think I'm probably being silly when I'm just like muttering along. But in my head, I do communicate with him in some way. I say communication; it's very much one way. So
I just really believe that they hear you.
Yeah, I do.
Like
Yeah.
I do affirmations every day, and I say, "Good morning, Mum. Good morning, Dad.
That's
Thank you
lovely.
for today. It's going to be amazing. Thank you for this. Thank you for that." I always talk to them. They
Yeah.
hear.
To be fair, when I'm ever in a church, like I was brought up Catholic. I'm not religious now. But whenever I'm in a church, I always light 3 candles, and I never put money in the thing because I'm a little bit
Whoa,
naughty.
really?
A little
Whoa,
bit naughty.
whoa,
Occasionally,
whoa.
I'll put like 20p in or whatever. I
put
don't
my
have the
pound
money,
in.
but I'm
I'm
like.
not
Religious, but I
pound
still
in.
put
All
my
right,
pound
guys.
in.
Well, they have enough money, and
Piss the church off, Callum.
We're going to have to cut this bit out.
Oh, wait, is
They're
this
going to
bad?
come. Yeah.
They're going to come
My
for
nana
me.
watches
What? The
this.
Pope's
Yeah.
gonna? Oh God! Literally.
Pope.
The next time you go in there, you put £5 in, and that will
Yeah.
bust you out.
I
Or a
look.
pound.
I don't get me wrong. I've put money in occasionally. I was just trying to sound
20p?
cool, guys. Like, yeah, I put in money all the
20p.
time. No, all right, okay. Well, every
We
time I
put
go
our
to a
pounds in, don't we?
church, every time I go to a church, I put £100 in,
Thank you.
and I get
That's too
3
much.
candles.
They're very rich, the Catholics.
Yeah, it's too much. Pick a balance here, Callum.
I put my tuppence in occasionally, and I get 3 candles, and I get 1 for Nana Betty,
Yep.
1 for Nana Nini, and 1 for Liam. And every time I do that, I do always imagine that they are watching me do that.
Yeah.
Like I
They
always
are.
feel that. So yeah, I think there probably
Yeah.
is something in that, isn't there?
I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
go in. I'm still in my family home at the moment, and whenever I go to bed, I always make sure that I go in and say goodnight to Laura in her room.
Always.
Oh.
Always, don't know why.
Always.
And we've got a little hill near us. A little hill. It's an understatement. A big hill near
Yeah.
us, Pendle Hill. And whenever we get to the top, me and my little cousin does it as well. You did it as well, didn't you? When you got to the top, we go, "Hi, Laura,"
Yeah.
because she loved that hill, and that's you just got to do it. It's gotta be done.
They're always listening. They're always around.
I
And
agree.
sometimes it's good to say it out loud. I know you're a writer and you write it down, but I talk to my mum and dad all the time in the car. And sometimes when I'm in the car and I love music,
Yeah.
and I say, "Who is in the car today, mum or dad?" And if my mum's in the car, she'll play "Do You La Pina Colada?"
Do you know what? Laura loved that song as well. That was one of my sister's
She didn't
songs.
love it. It just reminds me of her.
Oh,
And if
really?
my dad's in the car, it'll be something like it'll be a Frank Sinatra song.
Okay.
It'll be a crooner, and sometimes one goes after the other. They're both in the car,
Oh,
and I
both in the
laugh
car.
and I think, coming for the car journey, buckle up, people.
Friends again.
Buckle up.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And what advice would you give to someone then who is grieving right now, who's in a similar situation to you were back in 2019, who feels like there's no hope, who has crazy thoughts going on in their head? What's your advice to them?
Just find one thing that you enjoy. For me, I was out walking. I loved, I love the sea. Find something you enjoy. You don't have to do it for hours on end, but just like even if you used to listen to a song that makes you smile, 3 minutes of smiling, it helps, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I know you've got to dig deep sometimes, but there's always a little something that you can find that gives you a little bit of joy, even in a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
There's a lot of joy in a chocolate
There's a lot
cake.
of joy in a
isn't there?
joy in a
chocolate.
chocolate
There's a lot of
cake.
joy in a chocolate cake. I mean, I don't drink. I haven't drunk for years and years. I would say that alcohol is not the way forward.
Yeah.
That's
It's good advice.
a really slippery slope. You have the high, and the next day you're full of the wine horrors. What did I say? Did I tell anyone to get stuffed? You've got to find a joy that's clean. Walking in a forest is really good for you. The trees.
Forest bathing.
Yep. The grounding. A little bit of meditation. You've just got to find one thing. One thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, what amazing advice to hear. And I can't believe we've gone through this whole talk and not really even touched upon the
know.
amazing artwork and your amazing background as an artist. But I would thoroughly recommend everyone checks out some of the stuff that you've done, and what a credit you are to your mum. And it's been a joy to spend the last hour hearing a little bit about her, hearing a lot about you and some of the silly things that you've done. But really appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. And,
No,
and
thank
death isn't
you.
talked about, with such humour, and it should be. We should, we should take it a little bit, humour and the fact that we are lucky to have had them in our lives. You do have to dig deep sometimes.
Oh, it's hard
Some
work.
days are a fucking nightmare. Epic fucking repulsion, isn't it?
Lots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most days.
Yeah.
Most days.
Well,
But
no,
if
there's
you
some
can
weeks.
find one thing to laugh about, you're good to
Yeah.
go, aren't you? For me, laughter was my humour. It's for you as well, isn't it?
I'm very twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I make all the jokes that make people feel very uncomfortable. But there's power in that,
There is,
There's
yeah.
a lot of power in being able to make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I can bring her up, I will, just to watch someone squirm. If it's someone I don't like.
That's twisted.
I
Yeah, you see,
No.
I wouldn't squirm. I'd be like, tell me.
No, you
Yeah.
wouldn't, but you wouldn't be the kind of person I'd do it to, because I
we're
wouldn't
not-
need to do it
well,
to
this
you.
is how we met, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
we Gracie and I met a couple of years ago back on the sofa of
Yeah.
BBC, and we were in the green room, and then we were just chatting shit about
Yeah.
our dead relatives, and we're like, actually, we really get on.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
That's how it
it's a
came.
funny
Yeah.
world.
But some people are the absolute opposite. You say something, and they go. I started. I'm not going to say which, but I started a job, and there was a guy who was kind of taking me around and stuff, and he went, "So, do you have any siblings?" And it was maybe a month, 2 months after Laura had died, and I was like, no one had asked me that, and I was a bit like, oh, do I? I don't know. And I went, you're gonna regret asking that, but it's okay. Like, I'm fine. And you end up doing that where you kind of say to someone, "No, I'm
because
fine.
you want
I'm
everyone
fine."
to feel fine, but
yeah,
really,
of course you do. It's not. You want to go, it's absolutely shit. It's the
Yeah.
worst thing that's ever happened
Yeah.
to me in my life. And I went, you'll regret asking this, but I did have a sister, or I do have a sister, but she died a month ago, or whatever it was. And he went, so here's the exit button, and then you scan your card, and
Yeah.
just did not bring. And I thought, what an awful reaction that
Yeah.
was. I'd rather you do that really uncomfortable thing where they go, I'm so sorry, and you go,
Yeah.
it's fine. But just to go, anyway, so you scan the card here, you tap
Yeah.
that, and you open this
But they're
door.
people that have not had any grief.
No, and I think that's such a privilege, and I'm like,
Yeah.
good for you that
Yeah,
you
good
don't
for
know
you,
how
'cause
to answer that.
you're so oblivious.
Yeah.
You've never been touched by grief.
No.
To be fair, we did have someone who was really heartfelt
God,
and
yeah.
thoughtful for us. We were speaking about something to do with sibling grief, and there was a guy in the elevator at the same time, and he said, "I understand exactly how you feel, guys." And we're like, "Oh God, okay." It was like, I'm ginger.
How bad is that?
What? Okay, thank you very much.
He worked for the company that we were in the building for. He
I
was
don't
like,
think he was even joking.
No, he
I
wasn't.
think he
He was
thought
deadly
it
serious.
was genuinely.
He knew we were there because both of our siblings had died.
Wow.
But he was ginger, so he got it. You know.
Well, thank you so much. We're so incredibly grateful for you listening to our podcast. I hope you found it helpful, or perhaps you maybe had a laugh along the way.
We'd also like to say a massive thank you to ACT, which is an independent charity of the Ardonna Group. Absolute legends for supporting the making of this podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And please tell your friends, your family, your dead relatives, your pets, whoever about our podcast. Get them to subscribe, and we're always willing to hear some feedback.
Absolutely. And please have a look at the show notes below. Follow us on social media, and if you'd like to get in touch with us, feel free to drop us an email or a DM. Tell us you love us, you hate us, you want us to shut up. We don't mind.
Don't tell us you hate us. I can't deal with that. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.